Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Today is Tuesday. Beautiful Tuesday episode. Your boy's got a bunch of scenarios for you today. No Thread. You guys have seemingly been loving the episodes of No Thread and just a bunch of scenarios. So I'm going to keep doing it as long as you guys keep enjoying it. But yeah, man, hopefully you guys are having a good start to the week. Hopefully you guys are enjoying, you guys enjoyed your weekend, all that good stuff, you know. But yeah, man, it's another week. It's October, it's starting to get chilly outside, which is really nice, you know, where everybody's in the Halloween spooky season. So that is awesome. I'm glad it's getting a little colder. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'm kind of getting tired of this heat. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Woo, because it do be getting hot here in the studio. I ain't gonna lie to you because, man, woo, it do be getting hot, especially when I do live streams and stuff like that. It be getting hot. You know, like I know you guys have noticed in a lot of the live streams, I do have a fan behind me because, dude, it just be getting hot. But, you know, with it cooling down, you know what I mean, with us starting to enjoy the spooky season, you know what I mean, it's getting nice, and I do appreciate it. So, you know, without further ado, though, we'll get into today's scenarios we got going on for today. I'm going to do announcements right now just to kind of get them out of the way so that we can just go right on through scenario after scenario after scenario. So, patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday show, like these lovely people did for today. All right. So, also, if you want to check out, you know, what we got going on the Patreon and you're just like, on the fence about it, we do have a 7-day free trial. Sign up for the 7-day free trial and check it out and see what you got going on. If you're primarily an audio listener, then definitely check out sign up for the 7-day free trial, and all of the Patreon episodes are available on Spotify. The link for that is in the description. So after you're done setting up the 7-day free trial, you can click on the Spotify link, and that'll take you to all the Patreon episodes, and you can check those out and all that good stuff. Audio listeners, thank you for all the support. You guys are amazing. Love you guys so very much. Seeing the downloads go up and up and up and up and up every single week, every single episode, just it honestly puts a smile on my face knowing that you guys are coming back every single week. I won't lie to you. And then it's nice because we do find new people. New people come in and they binge watch the hell out of the old episodes, and we have so much fucking content that, you know what I mean, they binge the hell out of it, which I think is super cool and super awesome because we've done a lot of really interesting threads. We've done a lot of interesting scenarios. We've done a lot. I won't lie to you, in the 2 years that I've been doing this show, we have done a lot. Man, we have done a lot. I've only been doing streaming for, I would say 10 months, you know what I mean? So I haven't really been doing that for that long, but I am perfecting that, and I am getting better at that. You know what I mean? With the podcast kind of being pretty much on rails, if I'm being honest with you, like the podcast, setting it up, getting the shows ready, you guys, the scenarios, all that good stuff. That's pretty much easy. It's the streaming part that's sometimes a little hard for me, you know, figuring out what we're going to do, what we're going to play, what we're going to figure out, you know, so, and then with live streams, it's a thing where every time is different. You know, every stream is different. Sometimes, you know, we have a lot of people interacting and hanging out. Sometimes we don't have as many people interacting and hanging out. You know, it is a big mixed bag of a lot of things, but it is enjoyable nonetheless. So I do appreciate that so much. Of October, we do got a lot of cool games coming out that we're going to be playing on stream. We're also going to be getting back to doing the book live streams as well. I'm waiting for, I think it's called Hunting the Hunter. I think that's the book that I'm waiting for to come out, and that's going to be the first book that we're going to do. I'm excited for that book. That book is going to be fucking good. It's been really hyped. So I'm excited for it. Hopefully you guys are too, because yeah, man, that's going to be a stream. I can't wait for that. So yeah, man, we got a lot planned for the future. Definitely a lot planned. We got a lot still going on. I'm obviously not live streaming books right now, just because on the Sunday episodes, we're still doing Lights Out. So since we're still doing Lights Out, we got to finish that book. And then we're still doing King of Wrath. So we got to, finish that book. We got a lot going on right now. So, what I mean? Between all the scenarios and all that kind of stuff, those episodes, as well as the 2 books we got going on and the streams, you guys got a lot of content to chew on. You know what I mean? So, all right. Without further ado, let's get on into the scenarios. Audio listeners, yes, thank you for the downloads, all that good stuff. Rate us 5 stars on your preferred platform, and then follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. All right, and then live streams are on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, as well as TikTok. So all that out of the way, let's get right into our first scenario. First one is, my boyfriend had sex with his new girl and he liked her. So wait. So your boyfriend had sex with some new girl and he liked it? Is what I'm getting out of it? Okay, all right. Just trying to understand, All right, so I am crashing out right now. I have told this before, but I cheated on my boyfriend and we got back together. And the main thing he wanted was for me to be more submissive and attentive to his needs. The other thing he wanted was time with other girls. Oh. I was nervous at first, but I agreed. At first, I tried hiring a sugar baby for him. I might tell that story another time, but she was awful and costed too much. So I introduced him to a lifelong friend of mine, Tabitha, and they sort of hit it off. And I decided to let her be his second girl. They went on a date and I knew sex was a possibility, but didn't think it would happen and didn't think he would like her. However, after their first date, they went back to her nice apartment and they banged. So the next day she was bragging about how much he enjoyed her. And how he said she was better than me. Ooh. Damn. See, this was one of those things where she opened up a can of worms that I don't even think that she knew that she was getting herself into. And I always say it like, as a guy, if your girl cheats on you, bro, low key, it's over. Reason being is because the girl don't like you no more. You know what I mean? That's just what it comes down to. Now, I understand with this girl, it was a little different. She's just like, yeah, I cheated, but I still love you and I still want to be with you. And it's like, I get that 1000%. And obviously that's why he's doing this. You know what I mean? That's why he's I want other women, this and that. Because if I'm being honest with you, homeboy is probably just checked out. He's probably checked out of that shit with you. If I'm being straight with you, you were essentially promoted to side chick without even knowing it. Or I would say demoted. Let me say that. You were demoted to side chick and you didn't even know. And what he was really doing was looking for a main girl. You know what I mean? I think that's why this happened and why he said that he wanted the open relationship the way he did and all that kind of stuff. Because he looked at it like, you cheated on me. You want me back. That's cool. But you're a side chick now. And I'm going to go look for a main chick. So if I'm being honest with you, if you're okay with being side chick, then sure, stay in this relationship, do what you want to do. But if you're not okay with being side chick, then girl, it's time to go. You know what I mean? It's time to go, because if I'm being straight with you, that's where you are in this relationship. You are no longer main girl. You were main girl, but now you're side chick. And I think she doesn't understand this. I don't think that she understands that she is now side chick and the Tabitha girl is in the running for main chick. You know, that's what he's looking for. That's what other girl, because she said it like, oh yeah, I let her be the second girl. No, you're the second girl. She's in the running for first girl. And I guarantee that's what's going on. Because again, this dude looks at it like, bro, you cheated on me. I don't even want to be with you no more. But since you want to be with me still, cool, I'll let you be with me, but you're going to be a side chick. And that's just what it comes down to. Again, that's why I'm telling her this. So that way it's a thing where she needs to make a choice now of, do you want to be side chick? Because you're not main girl. Let's get it on. Let's get this. Let's be honest here. You are 1000% not main girl anymore. That you forfeited that when you cheated. All right, let's just be honest. You forfeited that when you cheated. So you are no longer main girl. You are side chick. So if you want to be side chick, cool, do your thing. But if you are having a point of contingency with being side chick or being girl number 2, because you're not girl number 1, he's looking for a girl number 1, then you got to go. Yeah, I mean, you got to get out of that relationship. I think it's a thing where if homeboy had a sugar baby, homeboy must make a lot of money. You know what I mean? She must be with a dude who is not only a Chad, but homeboy probably makes really good fucking money. And I think that's why she's kind of tolerating the bullshit that she's tolerating, if I'm being straight with you. So, hey, money make a girl do crazy things, I guess. You know what I mean? But just know, you are side chick. You are not main chick anymore. Get that through your head, girl, because it'll only make it easier on you. Yeah, but you guys let me know what you think about that in the comments. That's a crazy scenario. Am I the asshole for no longer trying to be intimate with my boyfriend? Wow. I mean, at that point, break up with him. I, 22 female, my boyfriend, 19 male. Wow. Okay. I think that's the reason why. Yeah, he's a younger dude. He probably don't be laying that meat down like he should be. I've dated for almost 7 months, and frankly, our relationship has been rocky, to me at least. Ooh. So he thinks everything is good. He's like, yeah, everything's copacetic. I got me this older girl, you know what I mean? Clapping cheeks, But to her, she's like, man. The main thing being intimacy. There are other things, of course, but lately this has been bugging me, and frankly, all issues are causing it anyway. So I'm summing it up. I tried communicating it multiple times before, but we don't have sex often. He has a history of watching porn and looking at girls online. When we first started dating, I was fine with it until he kept rubbing it in my face. It was to the point where anytime he opened any app, there was just porn. That's crazy. My thing is why are you with such a young dude? Like I wouldn't understand why a girl who's 22, mind you, 22, why are you with a dude who's so young? Yeah, I would argue at 22 you could still get a dude who's either your age or a little older. Like, I would love to know how you guys got together. How the hell did he patent this? You know what I mean? And then on top of that, well, they probably waited. I guarantee you she made him wait. Yeah, if it's 7 months and she's now kind of like, ooh, he ain't laying the dick down like he should be, I guarantee you she made him wait. She probably made him wait the whole 3 to 4 months or whatever bullshit you girls like to do, the whole 90-day bull crap that you guys do. And I guarantee that's what it was. And she probably got the weak dick and was just like, well, he'll get better. You know what I mean? And then fucking 3-4 months go by. He's still just giving that limp meat. And she's just like, nah, I ain't about it. But my thing is, why are you still with him? Like, sure, I get cutting off intimacy, but you could have just broken up with the guy. I don't know. It was just a huge amount that I just told him delete it. delete it all, as why the fuck would he have it on his phone and hardly get intimate with me? Like, seriously, whenever I brought up how uncomfortable I was to him being attracted to high school anime girls, he doesn't even try to cut it out of his life. Also, he's a hentai enjoyer. He don't even like, he ain't even watching real girls. This nigga out here watching anime girls. That's crazy. I even asked him to unfollow all porn accounts and to delete all porn off of his phone, and he got mad. Bear in mind, during this time, we just got into a big fight because this weird ass bitch was telling me to cosplay Miku for sex, to then tell me that we should name our kid after her. That's crazy. That's some crazy. Now look, the cosplay, okay, I'm about it. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm about it. That's my shit, okay? I am definitely a do it in the cosplay type dude, okay? About that shit. But the whole naming the kid after, that's crazy. That's a little wild. And then the fact that this dude is like following all these accounts and he got all this shit, like, bro, look, man, you know what I mean? We all beat our meat, okay? We all do it. But for you to have it just openly on your phone like that, that's crazy. That's some crazy shit, my guy. Like, look, man, you know, there's, especially when you got a girl, there's really no need for all that. I get it. Some dudes, they get wrapped up in the whole, like, I call it the Don John effect. If you've ever seen the movie Don John, you know, he's dating a girl, obviously, who's played by Angelina Jolie, you know, fucking beautiful. But homeboy still, you know, beats his meat, still watches porn. And so it's a thing where some dudes, they get so like addicted to what porn is that when they have real sex, it's just boring. You know, real sex is boring to them. It's not exciting. There's no, like, you know, theatrics to it, because I ain't gonna lie to you. Look, a lot of girls low-key are kind of trash in bed. They are. You know what I mean? But a lot of guys don't say it because they're just happy, you know, to be getting some coochie. Understandable, 1,000%. But I ain't gonna lie to you, a lot of girls are trash in bed. It's a thing where, you know, they just kind of lay there. They hardly moan. There's nothing. You know what I mean? It's like, look, tell me I'm trash if I'm trash. You know what I mean? Damn. But a lot of guys like the theatrics of, you know, the girl moaning overly loud and the positions and all that kind of stuff. And so, again, it's a thing where, you know, some dudes can't get past that. They can't disconnect themselves from it just because, you know, when they were single, that's all they did. They just fucking sat around and just beat their meat all day. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what it comes down to. And that's why I was wondering why she was dating a younger dude, because that's normally what, you know, what comes with being with a younger guy, is that younger guys are a lot more addicted to that stuff. Why? Just because, you know, they ain't really getting play like that. Let's be honest. So, you know, they're going to be more likely. That's why I was wondering why she wouldn't date an older dude, or, and obviously not like crazy older, but, you know, he could be like 26, you know, or 24 or whatever the case may be. And dude's still going to beat his meat. Let's not, you know, get away from that. But it's the same thing of like, he'll be able to disconnect himself from all of that and be able to be intimate with you, because that's how it is for me. You know, yeah, I beat my meat, but I'm still able to disconnect the porn theatrics from what it is in real life. You know what I mean? And so I think for younger dudes, especially nowadays, they can't do that. They're so stuck in what that is. And that's why I was so surprised, you know, or I wasn't, it wasn't a surprise to me that, you know, with her being older and him being younger, that, you know, sex wasn't all that good. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm just like, why is she still with him? I think that's a little weird too. His excuse was, I should know how much he likes Miku and that we should still get intimate as much, like 4 times a week at most, to now hardly once, since I have started to give up mentally. After that, I just didn't go on his phone anymore. I only checked it once and saw he had it after I expressed it made me feel uncomfortable, and immediately gave up. I stopped communicating. I started just getting off myself, as frankly, when we started to be intimate, now I can't come. Like every time we do it now, I know I'm not getting off. It's not even just the fact I'm not getting off. It's the fact that he hardly tries. Oh, but he wants me to give him head a lot, and he'll want me to try new things, and yada, 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 yada. Okay. All right, dude. Yeah, sometimes y'all just be drowning on. It's like, bro, y'all just drone on, and I'm like, okay, look, I get it. I think we got through the meat and potatoes of it, if I'm being straight with you. Break up with dude. I like, what the fuck is this whole I'm still with him, but we're just less intimate? The fuck is going on here? Why haven't you broken up with him? Why haven't you left the guy? What is going on here? Dude got a trust fund or something? You know what I mean? Because there's gotta be a reason she's still in the relationship. What is the reason you're still in the relationship, bro? Because I see the fact that you're already mentally checked out. You've already broken up with him in your head. I already know that's what's going on. Women do this all the time. They break up with you in their head months in advance, and then all of a sudden they hit you with yeah, I'm done. I don't want to be in a relationship with you. Is it going to take you cheating on him to leave? I just don't get it. I don't get why she's going through all of the effort of still being with him and, hanging out with him and even just being his girlfriend. Why are you're already flicking the bean, you guys are having sex once a month, right? I think it was once a month. Is that what you said? Oh, I guess once a week. Okay, you guys are only doing it once a week. And then when you guys do it, he don't put any effort in. So, you can't finish. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you're destroying your coochie with all these vibrators. You know what I mean? Come on now. Your sensitivity is out the window at this point. So it's just the fact of I don't understand what you're expecting. Are you expecting him to just one day get better and all of a sudden he's just yeah, my dick game is great, or I gave up the corn? You not being intimate with him is only going to push him more into it instead of pushing him closer to you. And I would argue that, there's nothing that's really going to get him to, push closer to you. That's just not going to happen. That's why it's why don't you just leave the relationship? What is making it so hard for you to just leave the relationship? That's my thing. I maybe you guys could come up with some reason as to why she's still there or what it could be, but like I said, I don't know. I think homeboy's got a trust fund, or he's do the Chad or something. I don't know. I really don't know. Because that's crazy to just stay in the relationship, be done with the relationship, but you're still in it. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about it in the comments, though. All right. Am I the asshole for assigning the chore of dishes to my wife? All right. My wife is obsessed with Stanley cups. She owns at least 24, probably more. Damn. The fuck does she need 24 Stanley cups? The fuck? She uses 3 cups a day. Her morning coffee goes in one, a flavored water goes in the second, and then a third goes with her to work empty so she can put whatever else she wants in there that day. For the last couple of years, I've put up with it. We've been married 9 years, and the only assigned chores that I do, the lawn care and the garbage. Smell of garbage can make her vomit. We equally cook and clean and do laundry and anything else that needs to be done whenever we see it needs to be done. Chores have never been a point of contention until March of this year. I took a lateral position that changed my work schedule significantly. Now work from home 4 days a week, with the fifth being a half-day split between two offices. I'm home at 3 on those days, so because of that, I've taken on way more of the chores. I'm not complaining about most of it because I can do it and my life is much easier than it was before. The problem is my wife's habits. Because her office is so remote, lunch options are limited, so she tends to take all of the leftovers from dinner. The issue is that she will leave dirty, unrinsed containers in the car for days at a time, and then just stack them up in the sink for me to deal with. Between the insanely bad smell and filling up the bottom drawer of the dishwasher every few days with Stanley's, I'm over it. In addition to the numerous cups, she also expects the matching lid and straw to be reassembled before storage. That's crazy. I told her that if she wants to continue ignoring my request to bring her containers in every day, or at least rinse them out at work, then she has to do the dishes from now on. According to her, I'm being unreasonable because I'm home and don't have any commute time. I have way more free time than she does, and so I should take on the majority of the chores. But from my view, I've done exactly that. Since the change, I do nearly everything: vacuuming, mopping, cleaning, folding, storing clothes, grass, garbage, and most of the cooking. I don't think it's particularly fair to expect me to deal with her stinky Tupperware and mountain of cups along with sorting of the accessories after. Am I out of line here? No. No, because bro, you need to be a fucking adult. Like, you made these messes, you clean them up. Be an adult, sweetheart. It's not hard. You know what I mean? Like, bro, be an adult, woman. I'm taking care of what I need to take care of. I'm helping you out because I got the extra time. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. All I'm asking is that you be an adult and clean up after yourself. That's crazy that you even have to ask her to do that. I would think as an adult, you would fucking clean up after yourself. Like, what are we doing here? You're not 5. Like, come on, man. I don't think he's the asshole at all. Like, dude, and on top of that, he's not asking her to do all the dishes. He's asking her to clean her Tupperware and her Stanley's. That's it. That's it. That sounds pretty fair to me. I do everything else. And he doesn't mind doing everything else. I get it. He works from home, 100%. I got you. Yeah. I would do the same thing. If I worked from home and my girl, had a commute to work, sure. I'm home all day. You know what I mean? I'll wash your panties all day long. I got you. I'll keep the spot clean, everything. But if you're going to come in here and you got your dirty shit, clean up after yourself. It's not hard. You know what I mean? Like, bro, especially if that's all I'm asking you to do, I'm doing everything else. That's a pretty good compromise to me. Like, bro, I don't understand where she would even get the idea that I should do all of that and clean up after you. Like, what? All I'm asking is your fucking Stanley's and your nasty ass Tupperware, because Tupperware is nasty. And the fact that she's leaving it in the car is crazy. Like, how are you leaving it in the car? Like, before I get out of the car, I take everything I need out of the car. I take my lunch bag, I take my water bottle, I take, all my shit out of the car with me. Why would you leave Tupperwares in the car? What? You know what I mean? Like, that to me is kind of crazy. Like, why would you leave Tupperware in the car? But hey, whatever. But again, it's a thing where it's like, all I'm asking is that one thing of you. That's it. That's all I'm asking. Yeah, I don't think you're an asshole at all, man. I don't think so. I really don't, because you're doing everything else, rightfully so. You're at home. Get it? 100%. And all you're asking, I don't know why she has 24 Stanleys. That's crazy. 2 dozen Stanleys is wild. That is some crazy shit. Hey, look, if she bought them, I get it. I understand. But man, what do you need all those fucking Stanleys for? And then she has these preferences of like, oh yeah, I want the matching lids to the Tupperware and I want the matching straws to each Stanley. Nah, bro. Nah. If you're asking for all that shit, you do it. You do it. I'm not about to sit here and be doing this shit. No. Crazy. You're crazy. Oh yeah, man. I'd be like, girl, get your ass in there and clean that shit up. Like, if I were you, I would just stop doing it. Anytime you see her Stanley in there, anytime you see her Tupperware in there, just don't clean it. And if she gets mad, you'd be like, no, I do everything else. You clean up after yourself. If you want clean Tupperwares, clean them up. If you want clean Stanleys, clean them up. If you want to have the matching lids with the Tupperwares and the matching straws with the Stanleys, clean it up. Like, some of you dudes, man, y'all need to be putting a foot down with your girl, bro. Man, I don't be understanding why dudes are so afraid to put their foot down with their girl. It's like, bro, if you want her to do something, you put your fucking foot down. And you don't budge. You be like, no. No, if you want those Tupperwares clean, you fucking clean them yourself. If you want those Stanleys cleaned, you clean them. Get in there. Go on, champ. Get in there. Like, come on now. That shit is crazy to me, but you let me know what you think about it in the comments, though. All right, on to our next one. Am I overreacting? 23 female. My boyfriend was looking at girls' faces on TikTok to touch himself. 23 male. Off just the title alone, yeah, I do think you're overreacting because, for one, unless he knows these girls, who cares? These bitches don't give a fuck about him. You know what I mean? Like, I always say this when girls write in scenarios of talking about, oh, my boyfriend follows all these OF models and all this on Instagram, or oh, my boyfriend looks at all these big booty Latinas on fucking TikTok. It's like, okay, and even if he does DM these chicks, they're not gonna message him back. He's a fucking nobody to these chicks. You know what I mean? And then they get thousands on thousands of fucking messages a day. They're not going to pick out your boyfriend and be like, ooh, that guy. No. Who cares? It's like if you were flicking the bean to fucking Henry Cavill. Like, come on, man. Henry Cavill ain't going to fuck you. All the thousands of girls that probably send him DMs. What, you think he's just going to choose you? Come on, bruh. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I look at social media. That's why I think social media in relationships is the most retarded thing ever. If my girl was following Michael B. Jordan and she was sitting there like, man looks scrumdiddlyumptious, okay. Because, again, is he going to be like, oh, yeah, that girl? No, he's not. Like, I wouldn't care. Because it's like, dude, that's somebody you don't know. You know what I mean? I just think people look into, especially young people. We always get this through like the early 20s type people. Because they think social media is just this real thing and it's so important. And it's just like, it's not. It's not. Majority of the times, these girls have thousands of dudes hitting them up, thousands of followers. They're not going to be like, ooh, yeah, that guy. No, they're just not. But we'll read the scenario. We'll get into it. I have asked my boyfriend, don't look at just girls' faces and just do it over that. I consider it like cheating. I would rather you watch normal porn. I didn't ask what he watches or anything or control him, but I know he only watches cam girls or one girl on their own. He has told me he thinks it's off-putting to watch it with a man in. The TikTok was an OnlyFans girl. He said, but I seen it was just her face. The fact he watches cam girls upsets me at first because it's live and he swore he wouldn't watch that, and he kept watching it, so I got over it. But this feels different, just a TikTok of their face. He says he hasn't done it in months, and he got mad at me. He said he'll delete the app, but I don't care about that. Does it look like I'm just insecure? I don't know if I should try to drop it or what's going to annoy me a lot either way. Okay, you need to learn how to write sentences. Oh my God. All right, look. You know what it really is? I'm going to tell you why you feel this way about your dude. All right, I'm going to tell you why. You look at your dude and you're like, wow, my dude is a fucking embarrassment. That's what it comes down to. You are like, my dude is a fucking embarrassment to me. You are embarrassed. You're embarrassed that your dude jerks it to bitches' face. You know, to their faces. Like, you're embarrassed to that. I'm gonna be I'm gonna keep it 100 P with you. You are embarrassed of the guy that you were dating. That's what it comes down to. That's why you feel so insecure about this. That's why you're acting the way that you're acting, where you're like, oh, I wish he would just watch normal porn. Like, you're embarrassed as fuck. You look at this dude and you're just like, oh my God, this is the dude that I'm dating. I ain't gonna lie to you. You're looking at your dude like he's a fucking loser, man. You are like, he is a fucking loser. You're like, fuck, I'm dating a weirdo. I'm dating a loser. I'm dating a dude who, yeah, I'm just being straight honest with you. Like, I guarantee you this was a thing where he got you by the skin of his teeth, and you're in the mindset of like, bro, you barely won me over to get me to be your girlfriend. Like, why in the hell are you doing all this shit? You know what I mean? And that's what it truly comes down to. She doesn't want to say that because I'm sure it sounds harsh, but I'm going to say it for her. Your boyfriend's a loser, and you know that. And you look at it like, yeah, I'm embarrassed to be with this guy, if I'm being honest with you. Because think about it. If her friends knew that homeboy was, jerking it to girls' faces on TikTok or in fucking live cams and all that kind of shit, bro, she wouldn't live that shit down. She wouldn't. She wouldn't live that shit down. She would be like, oh my God. Like, they would be talking about her man like, wow, your dude does that? Wow, he's something else. You know what I mean? Like, bro, they would get secondhand embarrassment from you. And you know that. You know that they would get secondhand embarrassment because you're embarrassed yourself. Let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. It is what it is. You're embarrassed of your boyfriend. And that sucks. And honestly, this is one of those things where you might as well just break up with him, if I'm being honest with you. I don't think this is a relationship that's going to last very long. This relationship has an expiration date, and I think you know that. I think deep down you know that. You know that this relationship has an expiration date and that you're not really into this relationship anymore. You kind of look at this relationship like, it's working for now and it's fine for now, but I can almost guarantee this relationship has got an expiration date, and I think it's coming up quick because you are embarrassed of this guy. You're absolutely embarrassed. And I can understand why you would even send in a, scenario like this, because obviously it's anonymous. We don't know you guys. We don't know your names, your boyfriend. We don't know him either, or whatever the case may be, which is a good thing. I'm not, but I think somebody needs to tell you straight up, because I think you don't want to like admit it to yourself that fuck, my boyfriend's an embarrassment and he's a loser. And that's how I actually see him, but I just don't want to come off as a bitch. Like, if I'm being honest with you, like, I'm sorry to say it, but that's just what it comes down to. You know what I mean? You find your boyfriend to be a loser, and you find him to be an embarrassment. Rightfully so, if I'm being honest with you. Dude's mad weird. Again, he got you by the skin of his teeth, and you know that. And so you look at it like, why the fuck are you doing all this when you barely got me? You know, so you guys let me know what you think about it in the comments, though. Oh, my goodness. All right, on to our next one. My dad keeps criticizing my short hair and says I need long hair to get men's attention. All right, so I, 30 female, had a conversation yesterday with my dad, 53 male, that really stuck with me. I recently cut my hair short, and he made multiple comments saying he doesn't like it. He told me that women need long hair to get more attention from men, and that my hair should at least touch my shoulders. When I pushed back, he said that he was just giving me beauty tips and game, as if he was helping me be more attractive to men. I told him I'm beautiful as I am and that my life doesn't revolve around whether men find me attractive or not. He brushed it off, doubled down, and basically implied that short hair makes me less desirable. Is this just an older generation mindset? I feel like this is crossing a boundary. How should I handle comments like this from him going forward? I think you should take your dad's advice. You're 30 and single, and your dad is looking at you like, bitch, you're a failure. All right, look, I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on in your dad's mind and why he's giving you the advice that he's given to you. For one, he's looking at it like, my daughter is 30 years old and is not engaged or married. That to him, he's just like scratching his head. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Why is my daughter 30 and single? I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, two, he's giving you advice because he looks at it like, you don't know what you're doing. That's what it comes down to, if I'm being honest with you. He looks at it like she doesn't know what she's doing, and that's why she doesn't have a man. She doesn't know what men find attractive. She doesn't know what men want in a woman. So I think I need to kind of step in and help her out a little bit. And then three, he is giving you some game, because you have to understand that women are always trying to do things to look younger. All right. And short hair necessarily doesn't make a woman look younger. In a weird way, it makes you look older. And it's why men do enjoy women with longer hair, because longer hair indicates youth. It indicates beauty. And when you kind of chop your fucking hair off, well, it kind of just makes you look older, if I'm being honest with you. It's why that short hairstyle is the Karen hairstyle. You know what I mean? And your dad just kind of looks at it like, dude, he comes from a time where it's like women weren't 30 and single. All right, if I'm being honest with you, women weren't 30 and single, and that's why he kind of looks at it like that. But it's not just an old man mindset. That is men of all ages, if I'm being honest with you. Men of all ages look at women like we want them to have long, beautiful, healthy hair, because that indicates youth and beauty. For a man, we look at it like, a woman who has very short hair, that's a damaged chick right there. Oh, 100%. We look at it like, that girl, she's either toxic, crazy, or been through some shit, and we ain't trying to fix that. There be some Captain Save-A-Ho niggas, sure, but I ain't gonna lie to you, dudes that she finds attractive are gonna look at her and they're gonna be like, yeah, ooh, damaged goods right there. And your dad is trying to tell you that. He's trying to tell you that in a nice way, of course. But if I'm being honest with you, I ain't your dad, so I ain't going to be nice about it. But yeah, dudes look at you and they see that short hair and they automatically think, oh yeah, she's damaged. She went through a crazy relationship. She's crazy herself. They just make these quick assumptions because of that. And I understand some people might be like, oh, you're looking way too much into it. But it's like, guys value looks. And the fact that guys value looks, we look at everything. We look at hair, we look at your eyes, we look at your nose, your smile, body contours, we look at curves, all that stuff. Guys look at a lot of stuff. You may think, dudes just look at one or two things. No, we don't. We look at everything. We look at the whole package. And a lot of times, guys who are really good with women we'll understand trends and understand certain things, and we understand that when a girl does cut her hair, a lot of times that means she just got out of a relationship. That means she, went through some shit. That means she now has some baggage that, she might bring into her next relationship. Whatever the case may be, majority of the times, that's why women will cut their hair and why they'll cut them really short. Because, and obviously, the internet tells us that and all that kind of other stuff too. So again, that's yet another layer to it. And your dad is kind of looking at it like, hey, look, obviously he's coming from the framework of, my daughter's 30 years old and she's still fucking single. Like, what the fuck is going on here? So, he's trying to give you some tips and advice. And I get it. You want to be in this whole, my life doesn't revolve around men and this and that. Sure, do what you want to do. But with that mindset, you're going to be single for a very long time. You know what I mean? You really are. It's just, all I can say is good luck. You know what I mean? That's all I can say is good luck. If you don't want to take your dad's advice, if you don't want to listen to me, you don't want to, that's on you. That's on you. You'll figure it out. Because what I've noticed is on TikTok, a lot of the women who, get it and they understand that, wait a minute, what we are doing is for men, and when we're trying to look younger, it's because we're trying to attract a guy. A lot of times it's really older women, and a lot of these women are like late 30s, early 40s. They're the only ones that are really saying that. And when it comes to like early 20s, late 20s, early 30s, you guys aren't, nah. I never see women of those unless she's just kind of saying that for views and clicks and shit. That's usually what it is most of the time. But when they actually mean it, they are late 30s, early 40s. I ain't gonna lie to you. They're just like, man, because they get it. They understand, like, damn, you know what? Maybe I need to start doing some shit for men, and I need to start looking at ways to attract a man. Because dudes, we have no problem. We have no problem saying what we do is for women. Like, I don't go to the gym for me. No, I go to the gym because I understand women like fit dudes. So I'm going to go to the gym and be fit for women. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? I get haircuts and keep myself looking, clean cut because that's what women like. That's what they find attractive. Like, I'm not sitting here and doing this shit for me. That's retarded. People who sit there and they're like, oh, no, I'm doing this for me. You keep telling yourself that. You keep fucking telling yourself that because you're not. You're not. You're doing it to attract the opposite gender or the gender you're attracted to. That's what you're doing it for. And once women kind of get out of this bullshit mentality of, no, I do it for myself, then you'll start to have a little more appreciation for, your looks and how you move and how you're viewed and seen, by the opposite gender. But hey, that's only my 2 pennies. You know what I mean? You let me know what you think about it. Is the dad being an asshole for telling her that? Is she beautiful the way she is? Because I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think that whole, oh, you're beautiful the way you are. Nah. I believe in you change for your partner. I believe in that. You change for the person that you're with. You look good for them and they look good for you. I've always been an advocate of that. You know what I mean? If it's a thing where it's like you were a skinny girl when you met your man, fucking stay a skinny girl. Don't just let yourself go because you got the man. Like, no. This whole relationship weight shit, stupid, retarded. Stay your ass in the gym. Stay looking good for your partner. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers be sitting there talking about, oh man, why did she cheat on me? Oh man, why did he cheat on me? Well, because you got comfortable. You know what I mean? You got comfortable and you stopped looking good for him. It's crazy to me. Like, dude, I don't get it. People be sitting there wondering why motherfuckers be cheating. Like, yeah, because you got comfortable. And I've noticed a lot of times when couples are in these relationships, right? where they get cheated on or whatever, majority of the time it's because they've been together for 2 years plus. And though after 2 years, it's like a lot of people kind of, they get comfortable, they get used to the relationship, they feel like they don't have to try as hard. And it's a big detriment to the relationship. Like, for me personally, I look at it like I'm always going to treat my girl as if it's the first date. I'm always going to look good for her. I'm always going to do things that she likes. Oh, you like, when my hair was like that? Cool, I'll do that. Oh, you liked, when I wore this type of shirt or wore this type of thing? Okay, I'm going to do that. You know what I mean? Like, voice your concerns of like what you like in your partner. And if they're not trying to do that for you, all right, man. Hey, again, that's just me. That's just my 2 pennies. All right. Okay. On to our next one. Coworker is struggling with something simple. I could help, but he won't accept it. Yeah, this is one of those. You can lead water to horse, or you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You can lead a water to horse, but you can't horse the water. My coworker is my junior in the office. Our roles are the SME, or the same, I guess. I have a master's, 15 years of experience, and I've made myself very competent in a difficult to use database that we are required to use. My coworker is my technician, and that role is to support me and the program by following my lead and instructions. The tech role requires a high school diploma and no experience, with a 10-day course of formal training paid by and required by work. This guy has a bachelor's and in a related field. No work experience on this specialty or in a degree. Degree, and hasn't gone to his training yet. But he's a man and middle-aged and Japanese, which means he thinks he is inherently superior to me. All right. He's been here for 1 year and already knows way more than me because, inherently superior. Sure. So I'm over here at my desk watching him struggle for hours to do what would take me 15 minutes. He's asking for help from another tech at a different office on the phone with this guy, as he has to lead by the hand step by step what my tech is supposed to be doing, and struggled because a lot of what needs to be explained had to be described. If I just showed him how, if he would lower himself enough to just listen to someone like me, who doesn't know as much as him, I could tell him in less than an hour. So here he is, struggling, whining on the phone, and not getting his work done, which is entirely on him. I love working with fragile male egos, she said sarcastically. Yeah, I figured you were a woman once this whole thing went through. And it's one of those things where it's like, look, if you can't help somebody, or if somebody doesn't want to be helped, let them struggle. Let them struggle, dude. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where, again, like I said in the beginning, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And there's a lot of people that are like that. There are a lot of people who are very hard-headed. There's a lot of people who think they know everything. There's a lot of people who think, I can do this, I got this, whatever. Let them fail. Some people just need to fall on their face before they realize they need help. And he's just one of those people, if I'm being honest with you. And yeah, this is one of those times where I would actually agree with a woman that it is his fragile ego. 100%. Usually I'm like, look, man, because women like to throw around the whole ego thing a lot. And they use it wrong almost all the time. In this instance, though, yeah, 100%. It's his ego 1,000%. Because, for one, you are his authority at that point. You know what I mean? Like me, I wouldn't sit there and be like, oh, I know more than her when I'm her junior. Like, come on, bruh. No, I don't know more than her. I'm going to pretty much like subvert to her authority because, dude, when I don't know how to do something, I'm going to ask the person who is above me. Like, That's how it is. Even at my job, I don't know everything. I know a lot at my job, but I don't know everything. So, when I don't know something, I ask somebody above me. And that's just how that goes. It should never be an ego thing, but I get it. There are some people who are like that, because there are some people at my job who are below me that be trying to ego trip and all this kind of, and I'm like, look, dude, you need to realize where you're at. You know what I mean? You need to realize where you're at and where you're at in the hierarchy, because you can't sit here and be demanding what you're demanding when you are where you are in the totem pole. Like, sorry. That's just the way it goes, man. It's harsh to say. You may not want to hear that, but that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Sorry you don't like to hear that, but it is what it is. And I think, again, a lot of times I'll be just letting those people fall on their face, and then usually they'll get in line because they'll realize, damn, I can't keep falling on my face every single day. I can't keep this up for much longer. So, it gets to a point where they're like, you know what? All right, well, I guess I'll just, take one on the chin a little bit. But that's what I've noticed, is most of the time when people don't want to ask for help, or they feel like they know better than everyone, I be just letting them fall on their face. I just be letting them do their thing. I'm like, all right, cool, man. I already told you how to do it, but if you don't want to listen to me, that's cool. That's cool. And then they come to you like, all right, this ain't working. And I'm just like, oh, really? Oh, really now? So, hey, I look at it, and my advice to you is just let him fall on his face. Let him fall on his face. Let him struggle. Let him fall on his face, because he'll learn. He'll learn. 1,000% he'll learn. All right, let's get on to our next one. And you guys let me know what you think about it in the comments. Guy sprung on me. He has a kid. Ooh. All right. So I was talking to someone from the apps, and it was going very well. We had a lot in common. Then after a while of texting and phone calls, he springs on me that he has a kid. I was shocked, to say the least, because he didn't mention it at all on his profile. Would any of you date someone who never mentioned having a kid on their profile, but later on tells you that they have a child? I really don't like when people are not transparent on their profiles about these sort of things. Yeah, I agree with you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't date a girl who comes off as, it's just her, she doesn't have kids, whatever, and then we go on a date, and then she's just like, oh yeah, like, guess what, I have a kid. It's like, oh, well, I'm not seeing you ever again. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie to you, in my dating history, I've gone through that once. It does suck, because a lot of times, you will get to know a person, and you'll like who you're getting to know. And then once you find out one thing, and I mean, all it takes is one thing that they've like not necessarily lied about, but they've just kind of withheld, it lets me know, okay, what else are you withholding from me? You know what I mean? What is it worth? Like, is whatever else that you're withholding from me worse than this? Or is it not as bad? Or is there more going on? You know what I mean? If we were in a relationship and some shit happened, would you tell me? You see what I mean? So it does like bring about trust issues immediately right off the bat. Because it's like, how can I trust you if you're already withholding things from me? Because what if we're in a relationship and you start withholding things from me? Like, how can I trust you? And a lot of people sit there, oh, well, I didn't lie, I just didn't tell you. Okay, well, you withholding information is just the same as lying to me. It all hurts the same. If we're in a relationship and you withhold information from me, well, that hurts just as much as you lying to me. Even if you withheld the information and then told me the truth, it's still gonna hurt. Because it's like, bro, like we had a scenario maybe a week ago where a girl, she went to a festival with some friends, whatever. She ended up sleeping with her, she kissed. I think she just kissed him. She ended up kissing her guy best friend, and then she's like, oh my God, should I just not say anything, or should I tell I think it was her husband or boyfriend or whatever. And I told her, I was like, you need to tell him immediately, because the longer you withhold this information, then you tell him, well, he's just going to be pissed. He's going to be mad beyond belief and like, what else have you been hiding from me? Who else did you kiss? Who else? What other things did you do behind my back that I don't know about? You see what I mean? So again, withholding information hurts just as much as you lying. The weight is the same. So again, if you are withholding the information from me, it makes me think like, how can I trust you in a relationship then? And thank goodness it's early. You caught it. You're able to do that. So again, that's why I wouldn't date anybody who does that. And I don't think anybody should, if I'm being honest with you. I really don't. I don't think anybody should date somebody who just springs up, especially something that big as a kid. Now you got to deal with baby mama drama and all that shit. Now, don't get me wrong. I would argue that it is easier for a woman to get into a relationship with a man who has a kid versus as a man getting into a relationship with a woman who has a kid. Just because obviously as a man, more is going to be expected on you as far as taking care of her and her kid. And then you ain't got no authority over this kid. You can't discipline, nothing like that. You know what I mean? But at least with the woman going into a relationship with a guy who has a kid, there's not really going to be any financial burden on her. Sure, he may be like, oh, I want you guys to get along, but for the most part, he's not going to really expect you to do anything with the kid. So, but again, obviously that's not the situation. The situation is the fact that he withheld the information, and I think that's wrong. And you not wanting to continue to see that dude, totally justified in my book. You guys let me know what you think about it in the comments though. All right. This is going to be our last one for today's Tuesday episode. Again, patreon.com/MyLastWill podcast. Exclusive episode every single Friday. As well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday show like these lovely people did today. Let me know what you think about all the scenarios we've gone over so far as well. I was going to say as well as the thread, but just all the scenarios that we've gone over today. Audio listeners, keep downloading as well as rating us 5 stars. Love you guys so much. Appreciate all the support. If you want to help out even more, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as YouTube. Love you guys so much. Let's get into this last scenario. Can I, as a girl, ask out my male coworker? Why is this even a thing? Why is this even a question? You know what I mean? All right, I'm going to read it, but I already have my thoughts, on this one. Okay, for a little context, I, 20 female, work with this guy, 21 male, who I really like. I think he likes me too because he's kind of flirty and he doesn't really talk to our other female coworkers. The point is he's kind of shy, and I think he's too scared to ask me out. I think he once almost asked me out because the conversation was leading to that point, but then someone walked into the room and ruined the moment. I kind of want to ask him out, but I'm not sure if I should do it. Do guys think it's weird if girls ask them out? Is it like a turnoff if girls are too straightforward, or would he have asked me already if he really liked me and I am just misreading signs? Okay, check it out. Dudes who are like shy like that, honestly, they will wait forever. I ain't gonna I ain't gonna wait forever. Those dudes will kind of wait forever. Like as long as they hint or like are getting the vibe or feeling that you're still into them, honestly, yeah, they will kind of they'll kind of just like hold on to this crush for a long time. All right. People far underestimate how long dudes can really hold crushes, if I'm being honest with you. Dudes can hold crushes for like 10, 15 years. It's crazy. Do guys think it's weird that women are straightforward? As long as you don't come off too strong, no, not at all. See, look, some women, they come off far too strong. And they think that like, they have to be overly sexualized and like, overly flirty, when in reality, you can just be normal. And a guy will appreciate the absolute shit out of being asked out. I'm telling you, if you go into work tomorrow and you ask this dude out, he is going to be ecstatic. Oh my God. He's going to be like, he's going to try to keep his cool. Don't get me wrong. He's still going to try to keep his cool in front of you. And he's going to just be like, I'd love to go out on a date with you. Yeah. Let's talk about it after work or whatever. And we can, or we can, go out after work or whatever the case may be, but once you walk away, dude is going to be punching the air. He's going to be like, yes, so finally, yeah. You know what I mean? Dude's just, I'm not going to sit here and say dude's waiting, but, he is waiting for like the right moment and all that bullshit, which I think, the only way a right moment can happen is if you make that right moment, if I'm being true. So again, with dudes like this, they most likely want you to be forward. They want you to be proactive about, setting up a date and getting with them and all that kind of stuff. So, and it's not weird. It's not weird. It's only weird if you're too forward. Like I said, if you're just normal about it and you're just like, hey, so, we've been talking for a while and I just, I kind of like you and want to know if you like me too. You keep it that simple and dude's going to be like, oh, shoot. Yeah, I do like you. Dang, I kind of thought you did, but I didn't know for sure. And I don't want to like ruin the friendship or whatever because, I really like us talking and stuff like that. And I didn't want my feelings to make things weird. And you know what I mean? Like that's exactly how the conversation is going to go. You know what I mean? Because you're not like doing the overly sexual thing. And what I mean by that is a lot of girls are just like, hey, so, I heard that you like somebody and this and that. Don't do all that. don't do all that, bro. That shit that's what guys find weird because you're just being overly forward for no reason. And it's just like, no, thank you. I'm not about it. I don't care for that. So as long as, you just keep it casual, keep it normal. No, a girl being straightforward, a girl asking out a guy, I think is great. And then you got to understand the climate of today. You know what I mean? The climate of today, a lot of girls, they are kind of disgusted by dudes, if I'm being honest with you. Let's just call a spade a spade. A lot of girls are disgusted by a lot of dudes nowadays. And rightfully so. A lot of dudes be saying some weird shit, and a lot of dudes are weird, and a lot of dudes are, in that awkward, stage and shit and like that. I understand. I get it. So I understand. And a lot of girls, look at dudes as just pests and they're kind of annoying. I get it. But you don't find this guy annoying. You don't find him to be a pest or anything like that. So you kind of being straightforward. And I guarantee you already likes you. Just the fact that he's not really talking to other girls like that. He mainly kind of keeps all his attention on you. I can guarantee you he already likes you. You know what I mean? And then I always say this as well. Women who have a crush on a guy, even if you don't know that he likes you, just give it a shot. 9 times out of 10, he's going to say yeah. 9 times out of 10, you're at least going to get a date. All right? I can't guarantee you it'll start a relationship, but you'll get a date. For dudes, I mean, we're batting like 3 times out of 10, we'll get a date. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, sure, the girl may say yes or agree, but that don't mean she going, you know what I mean? Yeah, the flaking is real. But for girls, bro, 9 times out of 10, you're at least gonna get a date out of it. You know what I mean? So I say go for it. I'm so for that. I'm a huge advocate of like, yes, women ask dudes out. If you see a cute dude, walk up to him. Hey, thought you were kind of cute. Love to, talk to you, get to know you, and whatever. Keep it casual, cool. And I guarantee you, a lot of dudes will be like, what? Yeah, me? Oh, okay, yeah. What's up? You like Pokemon? Cool. You know what I mean? Because I ain't gonna lie to you. There's a lot of girls out there that have a lot of like interesting, hobbies, whether they're into Pokemon cards, gaming, streaming, whatever it may be, and dudes will find that fascinating. You know what I mean? But a lot of girls have this mindset of like, oh, if he doesn't walk up to me, then, oh, well, it wasn't meant to be. A lot of girls have that mindset, and having that mindset is kind of the reason why dating is so cooked the way it is. Because women aren't putting any effort into it. Women think shooting their shot is staring at you. No. Because if I walked up to every girl that I stared at, I would probably get maced 5 times a week. Like, I'm not about to do that. Just because you're looking at me don't mean shit. If I'm being honest with you, ladies, if you're looking at a dude, to him, he's just like, nah, she probably looking at the guy behind me, or, she's looking elsewhere. She's looking past me. You know what I mean? Like, bro, we don't think getting a look from a girl means, oh yeah, she wants my penis. No, we think like, if I go over there, yeah, she probably gonna, scream. Like, dude, that's not shooting your shot. Walk up to the dude, start a conversation, because, and this is how easy it is for women. All right, if you see a guy that you think is cute, right, walk up to him and say hi. Like, hi, my name is, and let him take the conversation from there. Done. Boom. Met a cute guy. Like, at least do that. If you could do that, you're chilling. You're straight. That's why I'm just being honest with you. You're straight. You're good. But hey, a lot of girls have that, oh, I stared at him, but he didn't walk up to me, so, oh well, wasn't meant to be. You know what I mean? And then you guys are on TikTok talking about, oh, day 29 of me going to a random place and trying to find a guy. Because there was this TikTok creator that I've seen, and I've seen a few girls doing this, where they're like, oh, day whatever, and they go to Barnes & Nobles, and they're just walking around aimlessly thinking a dude is going to approach them, or they go up to a fucking coffee shop and they're reading a book. You know what I mean? And with that one, I'm just like, bro, you look too busy. You're reading a book. You look fucking busy. If I saw a cute girl reading a book, I'm not going to walk up to her. I'm just be honest with you. I'm not. You look far too busy. Like, I'm just being straight honest with you. But, that's dating nowadays. You know what I mean? But yes, girls, stop shooting your shot by just staring at a guy. Okay? Walk up to the guy. At least say, hi, my name is blah, blah, blah. And let the guy take conversation on from there. Okay. But yeah, that's going to be today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about all the scenarios down in the comments. If you agree, disagree with me, whatever it may be. I love hearing you guys' critiques and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's going to be today's episode. Love you guys so much. I'll see you on Thursday for King of Wrath. Yes. I don't know why I blanked out on the name of it, but I'll see you guys on Thursday for King of Wrath. Love you guys all, and peace.